Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And look at this weather. Wow, absolutely gorgeous for the time of year it is. Very unique. Let's roll the intro and we'll come back to it. So first of all, I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope your Christmas went well. I hope this holiday season is going good for you. I know it is for me. Because look at this. After weeks and weeks of nothing but 20 to 30 degree weather, Fahrenheit, this week has busted out into the 50s and 60s. How you doing, brother? And wow. So you know I'm taking advantage of this. I have seen several bikers out today that are also taking advantage of this great weather. I actually took the leather, or the, not the leather, but the liner out of my jacket here because my base layer is quite enough. I think it's sitting around mid-50s right now. So that's great. So here we are at the end of 2025, getting ready to bridge over to 2026, or cross over to 2026, however you want to look at it. I guess I'll take this opportunity to just kind of review the last year. And last year started with buying this motorcycle. And that was quite the adventure. I got it home just ahead of a snowstorm, and I had to break away like 3 inches of ice out of my driveway just so I could get my bike up into its spot so I could cover it. So I got it home and it literally sat for like almost a month. And then the first couple of rides I noticed the forks were leaking. So, I don't know, it was maybe more than the first couple of rides, but it was pretty soon after I got it. Anyways, I noticed the forks were leaking, so not having a garage or any way to really do that myself, I took it into my local Kawasaki dealership to have the front seals replaced. And they did that well enough. But it took 2 times to get the right parts in, so I don't know what that was about. But it took longer to get done than I anticipated. And during that time, I wasn't doing anything on the channel because I kind of really don't like doing behind the desk, behind the or in front of the camera kind of stuff that much. Just sitting there talking into the camera, and really there's the way I format my channel, the way I do my stuff, I don't really function that well like that. I can do it, it's just not my favorite thing to do. And that's an old building. So I'm glad the weather is broken. At least that gives me one more video before the before 2026. After that, I don't know. We'll see what the weather does. The weather here in the Midwest can be very up and very down and everywhere in between. It doesn't have any regard for the time of year. But as I was saying, so I ended up not being on the channel for a total of like 4 months. Part of that was, you know, of course the bike was a little bit delayed, but that was only a couple of weeks. So anyway, I got the bike back, I started riding it, and I really liked riding it without the headaches of trying to figure out what I was going to talk about, deadlines and stuff like that. And I found that I kind of had slipped away from just enjoying riding for the sake of riding. So I took about 4 months and didn't even log into my channel, much less, you know, do anything with it, and just rode. And then, after talking about it to a couple of people that are very near and dear to me, I revived my channel. I brought it back. And some of you have shown up on the cusp of that. I did a couple of videos that were chopped up pieces from one long video that I did. And then I dropped the main one, the I'm a Bad YouTuber video. And I really started kind of getting back into the swing of it after that. And honestly, it's not too bad right now. Because with the exception of this one, I've been making 2 or 3 videos all in a bunch and then slow dripping them out, and that's kind of kept the pressure off of me. And I've enjoyed my time with videoing and editing a lot more because of that. So during the course of this year, I took one decent sized trip, for me anyway, since I don't actually have vacation time. And I could talk about that more later. But went to go see Big Brutus. And I'll post the link to that video for anyone who's interested, either in the description, or I'll leave a card at the very end of this video. And that was actually pretty cool. That actually was an all-day trip, because I ended up going down there, wandering around the museum for a little bit, and then took a more scenic route home. I was gone, I think, like 8 hours that day, and this bike performed admirably. And then, honestly, I've just been riding around all over the state within my area, within a 300-mile radius of my area, and just really getting to love this bike more and more. The way she feels, the way she rides, the way she sounds, all of it. So that's been my year. At least as far as 2 wheels go. In the background, I've been working on my house. That comes in spurts, because honestly, I get the most done on it when I'm forced out of my normal job, when I'm not able to be at work. Because then I got like a week where I can just sit there and try to figure out what I'm going to do with my house. And that's taken up a bit of my time and quite a bit of money. Headaches with contractors that I really don't like or like dealing with. Man, you know, summer or winter, this is one of my favorite roads. It just stretches out like a ribbon, up and down, gentle curves here and there. I mean, I like it better in the summertime, but even now in the late December, it's still a really nice road just to be on. So for you who are snowed in and can't ride, you know, I hope you can scratch an itch with this. So I'm wondering, you know, what does next year look like? Well, I know I have hopes. I have hopes for what next year looks like. I want to do more test rides. Not so much because I'm shopping for another bike already, but just because I like riding different models and different types. You know, from Kawasaki, I've ridden the Bagger, the Vaquero. I've ridden the KLR 650. And from Harley, I got to try their, oh golly, was it the 2024 or 2025? Oh gosh, I don't even know. You know, they got to try their Road Glide, and that was okay. I mean, honestly, there's a huge. I made a few different videos about those. I made videos about each of those test rides, and then I made a video about highlighting the differences between the Kawasaki and the Harley demo days. But I would like to go back to each of those again. But the Harley demo day, at least in my area, they do it right in the middle of tornado season. And that's why the Road Glide test ride really wasn't that good of a film, if I'm being honest. Because we were the last group out. We had severe thunderstorm, hail, tornado warnings all around us, and the group was just like, let's hurry up and do this and be done. So that was crazy. So really didn't have much of a opportunity to coalesce any thoughts on it. Whereas the Vaquero, that was a complete surprise. That wasn't even in the demo day itinerary. So that was awesome. And the KLR 650 was in the demo day itinerary. I actually signed up for that one. And I signed up for the Z900, but we ran out of time. But yeah, I want to do more of that. But there's one particular model I really want to focus on, and that's the R18. I really want to get in the saddle of an R18 from BMW. And the closest place I think I can do that is nearly 200 miles away. So that's going to take some calling and some actual planning to make happen if I do that. I want to see Kawasaki demo days again in my area. Like the last year they did, like they did it a couple of years ago. Last year they didn't. I want to see it again, so because I want to do some more of that. Iron butt. I want to do an iron butt this year. I'm currently trying to get in better physical shape, partially for myself, partially for my family, my grandkids, my wife, but also partially because I think it's true to say that if you're going to motorcycle, whether it's an ADV or a heavy cruiser or something like that, you need to be in some kind of decent physical shape, if for no other reason than to be able to pick up your bike if you're alone and you drop it some way. You know, yeah, there's technique, but there's also physical ability. And then also, being in shape hopefully translates to having better stamina. And if you're going to do an iron butt, you need to have some stamina. So I got all that kind of churning around in the background too. I'm cleaning up my diet, lifting weights, trying to stay consistent. Consistent is a friend that I have not embraced. And so it turns out being an enemy that has no problems in stabbing me in the back. So I'm trying to embrace consistency as a friend of mine. I mean, it's going okay. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how all of it plays out. Anything else I want to do next year? Yeah, get my house done. I really want to get my house done. Or at least the living room. I've been working and chiseling away on the living room for ages now. See, And you're wondering, what does that have to do with motorcycling? Well, if I can get that stuff done in my home, I'll feel a lot better about doing bigger things on my bike. Because I won't have that lingering in my background. Anything else I want to do next year? More test rides, an iron butt. I just want to travel more on my bike. And I won't be able to do long things. I just want to explore new areas in my own state for now. But I think that's it. I think that's where I'm going to just end this video. It was just kind of a quick year in review, and then a year looking forward as we're bridging from one year into the next. I think I'll just I don't know what this is going to edit down to, but I'll let the camera roll for a little while longer and just sit here and be quiet. And then you guys can enjoy the view, because certainly this is better than snow, right? If you're still here, I appreciate you hanging out and riding with me, enjoying this super mild, friendly December day. And until I let this run out, we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully sooner than later, who knows?